In 2019, there was a climate emergency declared. We held a citizens' assembly, and that is when we set our targets for decarbonising as a city and decarbonising as a council. Decarbonising Oxford as a city, for the most part, is actually largely about decarbonising buildings, and actually that's largely about decarbonising how you heat those buildings.
We know that organisations, businesses, SMEs, charities and community groups across Oxford have buildings which are leaky, inefficient. There's a whole bunch of work that could be done on those buildings, but at this time, a lot of those organisations do not have access to that funding. We estimate that in the City of Oxford alone, there is a funding gap of £478 million just for non-domestic energy efficiencies.
One of our key priorities at the Story Museum is to reduce our carbon footprint. Obviously, to do that as a registered charity, we need support from businesses, from the council, from trusts and foundations.
We at Oxford City Council received support from Innovate UK's Net Zero Living programme, and what that enabled us to do was basically unlock the resource to design and test this new pilot project, Local Carbon Oxford.
Local Carbon Oxford is a brand new scheme that we've developed at the City Council. We've taken a matchmaking approach to join businesses that have got funding and want to spend it on sustainability and corporate social responsibility initiatives with organisations who really need funding in our local area.
For a lot of organisations, there is appetite to do this stuff, but there aren't even really the mechanisms in place to enable them to be able to invest locally in decarbonisation.
I have a team of energy experts that go out to businesses and help them understand where they're wasting energy and how they can improve the fabric of their building, the equipment in their building, lighting, heating and things like that, which are all measures that can be funded through LCOP.
So we first heard about LCOP from Alison Grunwald at Energy Solutions Oxfordshire. She highlighted that this funding was available for us to apply to help undertake some of the recommendations that had come from those reports.
We've helped 3 local organisations install pipework insulation, loft insulation and LED lighting.
I'm Chief Executive of Oxfordshire Green Tech. We're a business network for climate solutions. Why we're so interested in this project is because we're really excited about the systemic transformation of Oxfordshire's economy, because it gives businesses a chance to support local climate action. It's important that the City Council is involved in the sort of running of these kinds of projects. I think it gives a more neutral voice for business-to-business relationships. I think it's also a demonstration from government to business that they're taking it seriously and they expect business to follow in their stead.
At this moment in time, we have been live and open for applications for around 2 months, and we have up to £200,000 currently committed in match funding, and that's both from funders and from project developers. If we can do that with 2 months' worth of applications, think about what we could do if we had this up and running for a longer period. In 2040, if we are to achieve our net zero targets, Oxford will be a place that looks and feels very different. The streets will be cleaner, the buildings will be warmer and more efficient and safer, and as a result, we're hoping that everyone will be able to benefit, regardless of their background, from warmer, safer, more resilient buildings.